Russia's largest hacking conference reflects isolated cyber ecosystem. Two teams of hackers try to attack and defend the systems of a model town at Positive Hack Days 10 in 2021. Reuters/Alexander Marrow. In May of last year, around 8,700 leading hackers, developers, and cybersecurity firms in Russia converged on Moscow for one of the country's largest hacker conferences, Positive Hack Days. Held annually by Justin Sherman, two teams of hackers tried to attack and defend the systems of a model town at Positive Hack Days 10 in 2021. Reuters/Alexander Marrow. In May of last year, around 8,700 leading hackers, developers, and cybersecurity firms in Russia converged on Moscow for one of the country's largest hacker conferences, Positive Hack Days. Held annually since 2011, Positive Hack Days is in many ways reminiscent of American cybersecurity events such as DEF CON or Black Hat, from its vendor-driven talks to its background music and social activities for participants. Importantly, Positive Hack Days is organized by Russian cybersecurity company Positive Technologies, which the U.S. government sanctioned in April 2021 for supporting Russian government cyber operations. Reportedly, it discovers vulnerabilities in technology products, develops exploits for those vulnerabilities, and provides them to Russia's Federal Security Service, FSB. It plays a key role in Russia's National Cyber Threat Response Program, GOSOPKA, too. But Positive Technologies' assistance to the Russian intelligence community doesn't end there. It also hosts events that serve as recruitment hotbeds for Russia's FSB and Military Intelligence Agency, GRU, which ostensibly survey company talks, capture the flag competitions, and other hacking challenges to identify talent. Positive Hack Days appears to be one such gathering. Last May's conference offers a unique window into Russia's cybersecurity community. At a time when the Putin regime is waging an illegal war on Ukraine and Western governments have slammed the Russian economy with sanctions, Russia's technology industry is more isolated than ever. In the overall Russian technology sector, plenty of developers oppose the war or have left Russia entirely. The politically charged environment in Russia creates precarity for those that remain. Although the panels and discussions at Positive Hack Days focused on nationalism and the importance of Russia's domestic technology sector, some participants articulated concerns associated with technological isolationism. However, many others expressed support for the Putin regime, particularly those who have capitalized on sanctions and tech isolation as an opportunity to expand their own cybersecurity products and services. Western governments cannot understand and prepare for the future of Russia's cybersecurity sector, cyber talent base, and cyber capability development without analyzing the full range of perspectives and interests found at these gatherings, too. Positive Technologies was founded in 2006, with just 6 employees in its Moscow office. The company was offering cybersecurity services at a time in which the Russian internet was still relatively open and the Kremlin, by and large, was still beginning to grapple with the security implications of the web and other digital technologies. Now, Positive Technologies boasts roughly 1,200 employees and plays a central role in Russia's cybersecurity ecosystem. When Positive Technologies launched the Positive Hack Days conference in 2011, just 500 people showed up. It has grown rapidly over the years, 3,500 attendees in 2015, 8,700 in 2022, and now brings in many sponsors and partners from the Russian private sector cybersecurity ecosystem. Due to the COVID pandemic, the event was cancelled in 2020 and more sparsely attended in 2021. Positive Hack Days and the Russian government. The Positive Hack Days conference has long been entangled with the Russian intelligence community. Before the U.S. government even sanctioned its organizing company, journalists at Radio Free Europe/Radio Liberty and the Daily Beast had reported on multiple GRU officers attending the conference. Dmitry Sergeyevich Bedin, an officer in the GRU unit that would go on to hack the Democratic National Committee, attended in 2014. That same year, one Elisa Andreevna Shevchenko delivered a keynote, Her company Zor Security was later sanctioned by the US for providing technical research and development to the GRU in service of its interference in the 2016 US election. The list goes on, such as in 2017, when another attendee put his affiliation as Moscow State Technical University and provided an identity that exactly matched a GRU hacker indicted by the United States for developing messaging campaigns and spearphishing techniques used to target officials from the En Marche Party in France, employees of the UK's Defence Science and Technology Laboratory, members of the International Olympic Committee, and more. Although the attendance of GRU officers and affiliated individuals could merely be for self-educational purposes, which itself would be significant, they more likely show up to hunt for talent, as US disclosures reveal. The 2022 Positive Hack Days featured over 150 sessions, ranging from podcast-style interviews to presentations of technical security research. Many Russian cyber firms were in attendance, plus a host of independent security researchers and hackers. Most notably, however, the Kremlin also showed its support for cultivating the Russian cyber ecosystem. Maria Zakharova, the infamous spokesperson for Russia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, once dubbed Russia's troll-in-chief for her lies and whataboutism, headlined a discussion on creating a multipolar world. The conversation was laden with nationalistic talking points about tech isolation. The internet is being segmented, Zakharova told the moderator, and this is not being done by individual states that want to maintain their political, economic, or financial agenda, but we see it on the part of those who created the internet space as a commons. Ignoring the Russian government's numerous steps to control the internet at home and undermine the open internet globally, Zakharova stated that it is the countries and the corporations that regionally were talking about the need for a global approach who are pursuing that policy of exclusion. She continued bluntly, "We need to stop protecting the Western platforms and websites and hosting platforms. Western monopolies act outside the rules. They act aggressively towards our country and towards our people." Russia's Minister of Digital Development, Communications, and Mass Media, Maksut Shadeyev, also spoke. He previously attended Positive Hack Days a few years earlier. Much of the discussion would ring familiar to Western audiences, explaining the importance of cybersecurity to businesses, talking about how cybersecurity touches everyday life, such as through data leaks, and describing the ministry's work to manage public services and convince businesses to invest more in cybersecurity. "I don't sleep peacefully," Shadeyev said. "Every time I'm thinking, what else can be done?" The minister then argued for incentives to keep developers in Russia, which the Kremlin has rapidly expanded since February, such as exempting some IT workers from military conscription and IT companies from income taxes. "Our IT people, they should have stimulus to stay here," Shadeyev said. "Otherwise," he continued, "they'll find a good place under the sun in a foreign country." For a conference that began with just a few hundred attendees, Positive Hack Days was now graced by multiple, high-level figures in the Russian government working on geopolitics and technology portfolios. Western government officials regularly attend industry conferences in their own countries, too. In fact, it would be uncommon to sit through a major American cybersecurity conference without someone from the US government participating in a panel or giving a talk. That said, the Russian government's emphasis at Positive Hack Days on technological isolationism struck a more nationalistic tone than previous conferences, where many foreigners would participate and, in at least one case, were even invited to give a keynote address. It also does not appear Zakharova had attended before. Whether they agreed with the government's line or not, Positive Hack Days participants witnessed a phenomenon increasingly frequent in Russia: top-down Kremlin messaging at venues that historically enjoyed a greater degree of separation from state control. Nationalist rhetoric meets techno-isolationism. Other conference talks and discussions at Positive Hack Days underscored how some Russian hackers are consuming nationalistic rhetoric and are using Western sanctions and Russian tech isolation as an opportunity to expand their cybersecurity products and services. Simultaneously, there appear to be some individuals in Russia's cybersecurity sector thinking about issues like domestic growth and overseas market expansion at a time when Russia is under heavy sanctions and is facing distrust in many parts of the world. It serves as a reminder that those in Russia's cybersecurity community may have a range of perspectives